Hello, good day to you traders and welcome to this week's edition of Weekly Forex Forecast. As usual, I'll run through 9 charts of Forex pairs and metals on this week's Weekly Forex Forecast, and we'll do that on Saturdays on this channel. On Sundays, we'll upload weekly stock market forecast on this channel, and also if you check down below in the description of this video, there's a timestamp of the asset that we'll be checking out in this video, and also there's a playlist there for our old videos for those that want to check that out. Also down below there's a like button on YouTube, so it will really help if you hit the like button down below, and I hope you find this weekly analysis useful for you in your personal trading, and I'll see you all in the next one. On euro dollar for this week, euro dollar at present on the daily, they are dropping downside, and I expect some form of correction here for this drop, potentially a retest back upside to complete this flat structure and more downside to control pause on euro dollar for this week. So we want to watch out for that. We zoom to 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, I expect they're giving us a potential flat here before this drop will come through. So this week we are looking for sell setup on euro dollar. We zoom to 1-hour time frame. We want to watch out for that as well. A break of this for this drop and potential retest of this for more downside. So watch for sales this week on euro dollar. On pound dollar for this week, pound dollar at present, I keep looking at this for a potential return upside to give us a flat here before they continue back this drop. I think they are correctively dropping for another spike upside to give us this flat here before they will drop. So this week I expect them to continue corrective dropping downside. Resume to 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, I think this is a correction for this climb now, make this flat and drop. Also, there is this possibility of after this correction, they will drop first, come back upside to give us this running flat, and then continue the dropping downside. This is also possible. So for this week, I think the one that will start first is the buy upside. I think this is a buy setup. It's a correction for an up buy to complete the flat now before they start back the trade. On Aussie dollar for this week, Aussie dollar throughout last week was dropping, and this week we expect it to correct and continue the drop downside. This was a corrective climb. They can give us another corrective climb after this drop, but for now I expect the drop to continue this week on Aussie dollar. Within to 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, at present they are correcting. I think they are giving us a flat correction here for this. They are presently making A, B, C, and more drop will come through. So I'll watch out for the set for this week on Aussie dollar set setup. So what I want to watch out for, resume to 1-hour time frame. On the 1-hour time frame, as I said, this is a correction. They'll give us another drop and one more spike upside. I'll be equal with this, and then after that we see the drop downside. So the big trade is the sell on Aussie dollar for this week. So I want to watch out for that as it develops. On New Zealand dollar for this week, New Zealand is the only one that has a big chance of upside, especially as this was the A. They have completed the B. There is a potential for this upside climb to complete this C before some drop will come through on New Zealand dollar. So we want to watch out for the development of that upside this week. Resume to 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, there's a chance of this completing a flat here, A, B, C, and then coming back to retest this top. As I think this is potentially a B wave. This was the A wave, this is the B wave. You can give us a C before they return back, correct, and then drop down. So we want to watch out for that this week. First, they climb back upside before the sell will come through on New Zealand dollar for this week. So we want to watch out for that. If we zoom to the 1-hour time frame as well, watch out for this drop before this climb will come through. They need to complete this flat for us for the climb back upside. On dollar sweeps for this week, dollar sweeps at present has been correcting. After this climb, they've been correcting here, and we expect another climb upside before this drop. I still think they will retest this low before the big upside will start. First, they will retest this low, so they are correcting for and preparing for that drop. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame on dollar sweep, I'm seeing this potentially as a complete flat already. They gave us this climb, they completed the flat, so we should expect something like this here before they will drop down. So some buy momentum will come through first next week before they will drop back down for us. So we want to watch out for that. If we zoom to 1-hour time frame this week on dollar sweep, we'll watch I think this is already complete. So watch this correction for that climb that is coming before they will reverse correct. And on dollar yen for this week, dollar yen throughout last week was correcting here. So I think they can correct more here, and after that they will drop, retest this low, but they will come back to see they are giving us this move. So first we are looking out for this drop on dollar yen. We zoom to 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, this can be all the correction A, B, C, and they will drop. Also, there's also the possibility of them giving us a bigger correction here like this before the drop, which will mean the drop will happen like Thursday, Wednesday. But I think it can start after this pullback upside. They can start the drop. So we want to watch out for that sell setup on dollar yen. So at present, this is a small buy for this final leg of this climb before the drop. So we want to watch out for that sell on dollar yen this week. That is a big. On dollar CAD for this week, dollar CAD at present gave this climb last week, and this week we expect them to at least continue back the drop, as I think they are preparing to give us a flat here, and once they are done with the flat, it is more downside for us. So we expect them to retest this low first. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame on dollar CAD, I want to watch. They give a correction here and they dropped, so they can give us another correction here, drop back down, after which I expect them to climb back up to complete this flat structure, and then they'll give us sell back downside. So want to watch out for the sales. This is potentially a sell on dollar CAD. Reason to 1-hour time frame. Want to watch out for that. They are preparing for another sell setup here, similar to what they did here, and then they'll drop down. So watch for the sell on dollar CAD this week. On gold for this week, gold at present has been accumulating some volumes here, and I think they are going to drop right now. For now, I expect them to drop at least to stay this low and then come back upside with this flat. They are still going to give us the flat, but for now the volume here is much, so I expect them to drop. So if we zoom to 4-hour time frame on gold, on the 4-hour time frame, I keep looking at this. This can be all the flat and they'll be dropping downside now, or this can come to this level, return back upside before the drop. So you want to watch out for one of the two. Where the big move on gold this week is the sell setup, so we want to look out for that as it develops this week. We zoom to the 1-hour time frame. On the 1-hour time frame, this is already a sell for a drop downside. I'm afraid I think they will retest this top. On silver for this week, silver at present, after this structure, gave us this drop, and so I was expecting to correct here and continue the drop downside. As this is not equal with this, so I will still expect this to come back upside to give this running flat before more drop. So this week, this is the move we are looking out for, sell setup on silver. So we want to watch out for that as it develops this week. Vision to 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, this is what I expect from silver, a flat here and then more drop downside. So we want to watch out for that as it develops. Vision to 1-hour time frame. On the 1-hour time frame, this is already a nice sell setup and it's dropping. I will expect this drop a while and come back upside to complete this flat, as this is longer than this, so this is a different wave, so I expect it to drop, give us a